Hi there everybody, it's UK independent demonstrator Halsey here from slimandstylish.com. Thank you for joining me today. Today I have these cute little triangle boxes that I've put together to really just demonstrate the ribbon. I love this ribbon. It is on the new holiday catalogue, page 7, but it's there in a little circle, and I don't honestly think you can see just how beautiful this ribbon really is on there. I mean, it's just... it's beautiful. I love it. I do love a thick ribbon anyway as a bow. So I wanted some little boxes that I could just pop this ribbon on and it would just take up the whole front. This one here I did the ribbon slightly bigger, and this one here I did it slightly smaller, but I still think it just sets the boxes off fantastic. So this is using the Snowman Season Suite from the new holiday catalogue. And I'm using Dashing Deer as my stamp set. The reason I'm using this stamp set is it doesn't feature in the holiday catalogue and I'm beginning to forget it. So it was in the holiday catalogue last year and it carried over into the annual catalogue. This year I'm playing with all of the new holiday catalogue things and I forgot my deer. So I'm playing with this sentiment here on the box, and I'm going to get started and show you how to do it. I have borrowed the rough measurements from Angel at Persephone's Papercraft. She does hers very different. She does her box the same sort of triangle shape. Hers is actually a bag and it opens and it's got the top here. I'm going to completely chop that off. I just wanted the base. I'll tell you where it differs from hers as we go along. So you want your scoreboard. There's mine, and there's my scoring tool. I'm just going to move those out of the way. And you want your piece of DSP. I'm going to be using the same DSP. It's got snowmen on the back. I just think it's so cute. I'm actually going to be using this side for the front of my bag. So I'm going to score this way. This is 10.5 inches by 6 inches. Okay, and you want to score it on the 10.5 inch side at 2.5 inches, at 5 inches, at 7.5 inches, and at 10 inches. So I'm just going to go over them again because I really want them to stick out because it's not clear and it's complicated on the video with some of the scoring. So it's 2.5, 5, 7.5 and 10. But there is going to be additional scoring, and that's why I want the score marks to really show. And then I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to do it at 6 inches. On the 6 inches side, I'm going to score it at 1 inch. If the snowmen were going to be on the outside of my bag and I wanted them to face upwards, you would want it that way. So with the snowmen, that would be your top and that would be your bottom if you're doing it that way. But as this pattern can be any which way, it really doesn't matter to me. I've totally lied to you. Totally lied to you. You don't want to score it at 1 inch. If you ever do score wrong, just grab your bone folder and go over the score marks. Just gently. And just... you don't want it at 1 inch at all. Actually, you can have it at 1 inch. You wanted it at 2.5 inches and at 5 inches, which of course leaves you 1 inch at the end. So I can actually keep that score mark line in. Honestly, I'm not having a very good day today. So let me just recap that. I will put it all on my blog because I know I've confused you. On the long way, that way round. On the long side, that's 10.5 inches, you want it scored at 2.5, 5, 7.5 and 10. And on this side, which is the 6 inch side, you want it at 2.5, 5 and 6. And I'm very sorry for confusing you, but I've managed to confuse myself. It's not hard really. It's really not hard. Okay, so I don't know if you can see my score lines there. Hopefully you can. On this first one here and this third one here, you want to score them in a V on them. So where's my pen? I've got a pen somewhere. I'm not going to do it on this side because that's the side I want to use, but on this one you want to kind of go in the middle and you want to do a V down it. And you want to do the same on this one here, with a V down it. Okay, so let me just turn it round and I'll show you how I do it. So the way I work it out is I know that this here is at 2.5 inches, because I know I scored at 2.5 inches. So I want to go to 1.25, because that will be in the middle, and I'm just going to just there do a little line down. And the same on this one, 5 inches and 7.5. So I know at 6.25 I want to just follow that down and just do a little nick in there, so I can see exactly where the middle is on there. Can you see? So I know that's the middle of that box. So I want this then to connect to there and this to connect to there. I'm going to use my trimmer for that. You could put a piece of foam underneath it and connect the two using a ruler. I'm going to try and do this if I can see where my score lines are. There they are. I'm just going to do that so I can really see where my score line is. So I know that in that viewfinder I want my cross, which is there. And at the top I want that bit. And I'm just going to do that to make my triangle. And do exactly the same on this side. Line that up with a cross. Top bit in, and there we go. And I'm going to want the exact same bit on this square up here. You will not believe how much of it, I was going to say idiot, but I'm going to be nice to myself, how much of a nitwit I have been today with different measuring and getting everything wrong. I really have not had a smart day. I mean, I think I'm a little bit, perhaps I've exhausted myself, I'm going to say nicely. I've had the day off work, so I've tried to do quite a few videos to get myself through so I can schedule them. And I think I've done too much. So, I don't know if you can see, my little triangle has actually happened now. Just there. So what you want, where's my pen? I'm going to go through and just burnish them all first, so hopefully it's a bit more obvious to you where I'm cutting and why. There's my bone folder. This is thick DSP because it's speciality and it's got the gutter in, so you can be a bit rougher with this than you are with other DSPs if you want. Make sure it's got a really firm burnish. The one thing I will say with it is ignore the triangles. We've scored them, we know where they are, we'll come back to them in a bit. Okay, so what you want to do is where this thin bit is here, you want to chop off the top and the bottom. Okay, so my scissors are there. It doesn't have to be particularly neat on the fat bit, and you can chop in there like that. This bit here does need to be neat, and it just needs to be straight across the score line on both sections for the time being. We will play with that bit in a minute. Like that. These bits here that are full squares, you want to chop up them again. It's going to be the bottom, it's going to be flaps, so you can tab in. You don't have to do them neat, you don't have to do them matching, you're just tabbing them in because they're all going to stick together in the end and you're not going to see them at all. They're going to be the bottom of the bag. Bag, box, pouch, whatever. I think it's more a box, this. I think. It folds over. Yeah, I'm going to say it's a box. Persephone's was definitely a bag, and she kept all of these up here. I'm going to get rid of them. So that's how it's going to fix. These have got your triangles in. So I've got a triangle here and a triangle here. And this here is going to be the back because that's where that's going to stick across. So that bit here is going to be the back. So you want to leave this rectangle on. However, leave that one on. the other three, this one, and this one, get rid of. Chop them all off. Now Persephone kept them all on for her bag because they're what gave her her bag sides. I don't want a bag, I want a box. So this is where I've changed it. And I've took them all off. So that's how it finished. Okay, before I stick it together, I'm just going to play with the triangles so we know where they are. I'm just going to bend across them. And I'm going to bend the wrong way. And I'm not burnishing, I'm just doing it by feel, really. And like I said, I'm burnishing them the wrong way, so that when you seal it, you can see where it's going. The pouch is going to come in. Right, tear and tape. Get to the end of it. And put some tear and tape on the tab. These few days that I've actually had off work to be working on different projects, I didn't have it off to craft, I've had it off to look after the dog. We've got a very spoiled dog. Beautiful, gorgeous, but spoiled. But on these 2 days, I've got through so much tear and tape, I really have. And I mean he's spoiled in the nicest of ways. My brother is at home all the time. He works from home. So Noble has someone in the house with him all day, every day. And David has gone away. So we've needed someone to stay at home so that Noble doesn't feel lonely, because he's not a dog who's used to being on his own. So I've had the time off to spend with him. So this bit here, this is your back. So you want to fold in both sides. I'm not gluing them because I'm not putting anything in. If you put anything heavy in, glue these. The front one, so both sides, then you want to put the back forward and the front back. So you've got all your seams at the back. And then this bit here is where you're going to put your tear and tape again. Pull that off and push that up so it's all sealed. It already goes in because you've got your diagonal bits in there, but by making the diagonal as a score, you can see it's a proper burnished effect that's in there now. Because this is going to be the flap, I'm just going to take a little triangle off each bit so it looks like a proper envelope at the top, eyeballing it completely, and then I'll put it down and say it's not right. No, it's right, quite like it. I'm going to apologise here because I made a bit of a mistake. Not with this is fine, but I did have some magnets and I was going to put this as a magnet clasp. I can't find what I've done with the magnets, is the story. I know where they were. I now know where they're not, but I don't know what I've done with them. So I'm actually just going to pop a glue dot in there for the time being, just to stick it down. However, you would put a magnet or pin it or something so that you could open it and put something in. But as I'm showing it you, purely as just showing you the box, I'm just going to pop a little glue dot on there and stick it down. But that would be where you stick your magnet. I know exactly where it was. And I know I picked it up because I wanted to use the magnets, but where I put them after that, I honestly don't know. So my favourite part, the ribbon. Just going to make it into a bow. This is what I like about fat ribbon as well. You can make a rough bow in your hand and you can play with it and play with it, play with it and manipulate it into a nice bow. quite like that one. Just pull my tails a little bit. I do. I love fat ribbon. It just works right. I miss having a fat ribbon in the catalogue, so I was so glad that this was in. And then it hasn't really been used very much. I haven't seen it on much. And I was like, oh, people haven't spotted it. They haven't picked it up. They haven't bought it. I must do a project with it. So that is where I've gone with it. Okay. And I'm just going to pop a glue dot on the back of it. I'll cut the tails too small. I'm not very happy with my bow. Let's go again. After telling you it's so easy to bow, I cut the tail too small. Sad times. Go. I'm going to cut the tail a little bit longer this time. And then cut this tail a little bit longer. And I'm just going to pop some glue dots on the back. I'm going to stick a couple just because it is a big bow to try and stick. And I'm going to stick it to the top flap. That way if your magnets were there, you could still pull it to open it. Like that, a little piece of Whisper White. Here's my sentiment, happiest Christmas wishes, but I'm not going to be using the happiest. So I'm going to stamp the whole thing. This is in real red to match the ribbon. And I'm just going to grab my punch. Just fits because it's just a tight fit. It just fits. And mini dimensionals. I'll pop a third one in because I did this earlier and I didn't like it with two. I didn't feel like it worked, so I'm just popping one in the middle to keep it up. There we go, Christmas wishes. And then my little triangle boxes. Aren't they adorable? Love them. But they're using the favourite ribbon, which I messed up with, but that was always going to happen because I've been bigging the ribbon up. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me. You can purchase all of these supplies over on my website, slimandstylish.com. All of the measurements and everything will be over on my blog as well. And if you did enjoy it, go down below and press subscribe for more videos. Thanks everybody. Bye.